Hey guys, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Today's tip that I'm going to share with you is about building your work capacity. And a lot of people aren't familiar with work capacity. They think about working out as building up their cardio fitness, building up their strength, flexibility, things like that. And what work capacity is it's kind of a blend of all three of those. And what I mean by that is we to have a strong work capacity, you have to have good cardio endurance, you have to have good strength, and you need to have good flexibility and mobility to allow your body to move efficiently and basically not waste energy or have your body fighting you while you're trying to perform work and activity and things like that. So, what work capacity is it's basically the ability um, for you to perform activity over a period of time while the muscle system is being taxed. So this is different from just going out and running like on a treadmill or biking and things like that, where that's more cardio based. Work capacity is looking at using muscles while we're like moving a load and exerting a higher effort or a muscular effort, I should say. And kind of a way to think about this is I was using the example of an athlete, and you've all seen like athletes that they're super ripped. They look like they're just going to destroy people on when they get out there on the field or on the court or whatever. But then you start seeing them play, and you realize that they can't play. They don't have very good work capacity. They're not very I don't know, they're not strong for their sport and they're not fit for their sport. This same thing happens with people that work out but aren't working out necessarily properly, or do a lot of cardio. What'll happen is when they someone that will use to it does a lot of cardio or does a lot of machine weights, where they're just sitting and things like that, when they are forced to do something like carry suitcases up a flight of stairs, or maybe carry their suitcase for a distance through like the airport or something. Maybe the wheels on their thing broke or whatever, and they can't drag it. Um, and Other things like doing yard work, like raking leaves, shoveling snow, all that sort of stuff. Those are day-to-day activities or day-to-day examples of work capacity. Chopping wood, it would be another one in there. So people that do a lot of machine weights or do a lot of cardio, they might be strong on the machine. They might be strong when they're out running or biking or whatever. But when we get them into these activities, they're getting winded very quickly. They're getting worn out, and they're not able to keep that pace up. So this is a problem. This is, while it may seem like they're fit in a specific activity, they're not really fit for day-to-day life. And this is where in our workouts we want to build that up, and it's one of the reasons why we don't have machine weights in here. We want to get people up on 2 feet. We want to get them moving, doing supersets, things like that. It's also why we like to have the rest periods in between, because we want that heart rate up, back down, because that starts to simulate day-to-day activity. And it allows us to actually, when we take that rest period, it allows us to push a little bit harder in that set. So now we're able to tax ourselves a little bit harder. And again, that carries over into building a strong work capacity versus just trying to keep ourselves moving the whole time. Um, and the like I said, the fastest way to kind of improve in that is what we call total body functional training. This is where we're using like the squat racks, we're using free weights, we're using TRXs, kettlebells, bands, the new Kaiser machines that we just got. But again, you're up on your feet, your core's engaged, your shoulders are engaged, the pelvis is engaged, all the stabilizing muscles are working. That's a big drawback from machines, is the stabilizer muscles. They just aren't they don't have to stabilize because it's set on the machine, and that leads to injuries and things like that down the road when you get into day-to-day activity, because we don't have these stabilizing muscles and things like that. That's also a side effect from wearing braces all the time on joints and things. I know there's times where you need to, but wearing them long term, it actually makes those joints weaker and less stable, because they start relying on that brace versus relying on the stabilizing muscles to stabilize the body there too. Um, So again, when you're doing strength training, if you're training with us, we're taking care of this. We're putting this in your workouts. We're making sure that you guys are getting strong work capacities. If you're not working out with us, that's completely fine. But make sure that you are getting some improving your work capacity, and that means if you're doing cardio, add some weights and add some free weight stuff in the functional training things. If you're using machine weights and things like that, getting off of those and doing some functional exercises and doing some farmer's walks and push-ups and things standing, like lifting standing on 2 feet and different things like that. So again, that's our tip for today. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, reach out, let us know.